Martha Boneta is joining us right now. She's got some breaking news. She's a candidate for Congress tomorrow in the 5th District. Martha, welcome.
Before the election, and Republican leaders in our congressional district received an anonymous email attacking me and my family in the most personal and dishonest terms. And when this happens, you know that they're threatened, and we see it time and time again. It was a horrific hit piece. Like so many Americans, I am divorced, and we all know that divorces are difficult, and when children are involved, they're the ones that suffer the most. And in this case, the hit piece says that, accuses me of horrific things. None of it is true. These are abuse allegations, and there was never any instance or a moment of abuse, never. No charges, never. And, when you go through a painful divorce, those who have been through divorces, these are real life experiences, and people know how difficult they are. And when children when children are in these situations, they suffer the most. I have a beautiful 18-year-old son today that I love very much. And those who have been through divorces or had loved ones go through divorces know that things are said and accusations are made and are hurtful and untruthful. And that's what happened here. And it's my personal faith in God and Jesus Christ that saw me through this. And, it's not a surprise that 24 hours before the election, these kind of tactics are used. And I'm running for Congress to bring conservative leadership to Washington. And this is an example of what happens in these races.
So you just texted me. I just want our audience to know, Martha just texted me a few minutes ago and asked if she could come on to share this. So what you're saying is, Martha, sometime last night or today, to the 37 members that somebody sent an anonymous email. I haven't seen it. You didn't send it to me. I just got your text accusing you as a mother of abusing your child, which is not true, no evidence. They just sent it out.
Correct. Yeah. And, as you and I talked about this morning, and, you've been through this yourself. You know what it's like when people go through divorce and, there are children involved, and they're the ones that suffer the most. And, this is a congressional campaign, and of course you expect the smearing to happen. But, what we need to think about here is that, these kinds of things happen in the blood sport of politics. But in this situation, it's 24 hours before, the nomination process. We have candidates that have put themselves forward. And as you said this morning when we talked on the phone, everybody knows that children get thrown into these campaigns, and that is a very sad tragedy of the political nomination process.
I mean, when I got your text, I really couldn't believe it. So in our phone conversation a few minutes ago, just before you got on, you told me this was like somebody sent an anonymous email, like there's nobody attached to it. So it's like, what are these dirty tricks where it's like anonymous or some email address that you can't trace, accusing you of things you didn't do, bringing your child into it. This is why people hate politics, Martha. I mean, this is really why it's gotten so disgusting, because here you're trying to do the right thing. You want to run for Congress. You got a great resume, a fabulous track record. And so, it's one thing to attack on policies. I mean, Denver's been attacked for his position on gay rights and not being, I guess, 100% pro-life or whatever. That's one thing. But to send out an anonymous email 24 hours ahead, attacking your family, your child, your status as a mom, I mean, it's just disgusting. It's just disgusting. And it makes people sick. And you got to think, like, who would do this? Like, who would get up and do this? Who would set up an account? What kind of a person would do this? Just do the issues and vote for the person you want to vote for. And, it's despicable. I'm sorry you're going through it, but I tell you what, it takes a lot of courage what you've done, and I appreciate your coming out and sharing that with me. And I, hope those that are on the committee that saw that and maybe are listening to me now, we're going to take this with a grain of salt, because these kind of attacks is why good people don't want to get involved. It's just disgusting.
You're absolutely right. And we have the fighting 5th Congressional District that needs strong conservative leadership in Washington that's going to support Trump's agenda. We have incredible candidates. Senator Stanley just made himself available to run for this seat, and he has led in his position in the Senate. He's been right on the issues, and he's done so with integrity. And you kind of have to wonder, well, who's next? We have incredible candidates. We have some candidates that are seriously flawed that would not serve well, but we also have strong conservative candidates. And you have to wonder, who's next on the chopping block? And we time and time again, we eat our own. And these 24-hour in advance hit jobs, they don't help advance the cause of liberty and fighting for our values in Congress. And that's what I'm here to do.
I appreciate you doing that, really. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Let me just ask you this straight out. There's another rumor going around that you're going to back out of the race today. True or false?
That's false. I mean, these attacks happen because of, they want to push out people, whomever they think is the strongest candidate, and they want to push you out and they want to scare you off. And I'm a fighter, and this isn't going to scare me off. And I'm running, and I'm going to win. And if I don't, then I'm going to fight and support the strongest candidate that is going to represent the 5th Congressional District with every breath they take and serve us well in Washington.